Ever want a treasure with rock, paper, and scissors? Our guest did, now the proud owner of a coveted Garbage Pail Kids collection.
He got tired of me talking about him, so he said rock, paper, scissors. He's like, we'll do it. If you win, we don't talk about the cards, you have them. I win, you don't talk about the cards, I keep them.
This rare collection was introduced by Topps in 1985, and the guest possesses both Series 1 and Series 2 of the complete sets. Original sets consisted of 41 cards each, totaling 82 cards. Cards were sold individually in wax packs for 25 cents at retail. Notable cards in the collection feature characters like Nasty Nick, Evil Eddie, Atom Bomb, and Blasted Billy. Atom Bomb remained the iconic image on card packs through Series 5. Despite minor flaws such as corner bends, the stickers remain intact, indicating good preservation. Individual values range from $250 to $350 for Nasty Nick and Evil Eddie cards. Atom Bomb and Blasted Billy cards are valued at $200 to $300 each. The collection's entire worth is...
You're looking at auction today, conservatively, $1,000 to $1,500. An unbelievable, phenomenal set.
Awesome.
Acquired at a plantation auction near Natchez in the late 1990s, this Victorian rococo sofa captivated the guest and her husband with its elegant crest and intricate design. Despite being unsure of the maker, they couldn't resist its allure and brought it home. Dating back to the mid-19th century, likely pre-Civil War, this sofa showcases New York craftsmanship, characterized by its distinctive C and S scrolls and
then we'll find these escrows throughout, as well as the naturalistic carving that you'll see flowing along this pierce-carved crest.
The unique lamination technique, similar to modern plywood, allowed for the sofa's intricate design and durability. Historically attributed to J&J.W. Meeks, based on a similar sofa given as a wedding gift, recent discoveries suggest Meeks was likely a furniture dealer representing other manufacturers. The sofa is part of a parlor set that includes various pieces, with étagères labeled as Thomas Brooks.
A gentleman by the name of Thomas Brooks, who is a Brooklyn cabinet maker.
While the guest paid $3,000 for the sofa, its current auction value is estimated to be between...
That's about the price range we'd put it at auction, $2,000 to $4,000.
Okay, all right.
The guest presents a tapestry given to her by her grandmother in 1989.
So we don't know if this was in her fancy family for all those years or if this was something she acquired.
It's a large-scale American schoolgirl pictorial embroidery, needlework, from around 1740. The embroidery measures 18.5 by 31 inches and is made on linen with silk and wool threads. It showcases a mythical landscape divided by a central fruit tree, while also being praised for its visual appeal, balance, and charm. Despite its age and the unknown creator, its condition is extraordinary.
We do not know who it's by.
That's the part that's such a mystery.
And there are very few embroidery teachers that would have been at this level.
Vibrant colors and craftsmanship reflect the family status. The auction value for this artwork is...
Auction estimate would be $50,000 to $75,000.
Oh my. I was going to say like maybe $5,000, so...
While its insurance worth is...
I would put insurance at $125,000 to replace this.
Oh my. Well, my grandmother would be just thrilled because she gave me a very special gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
One morning, our guest stumbled upon a free signboard and snagged this lamp without spending a dime.
It's pretty ugly, but I can give it to somebody, but it's a lamp, so I'll just take it.
Turns out it's a Louis Comfort Tiffany lamp dating back to the 1920s. The base boasts gilded bronze with an intricate enamel design, while the shade features exquisite damascene blown glass. Its stunning caramel color adds to its considerable value. The lamp bears the mark LCT Fabergé, signifying it as a handmade creation by Tiffany.
And please don't ever transport it in one piece with the shade on like you did, because the bulk of the value is in this shade.
Lamp's charm lies in its history and craftsmanship. Shade can be detached, revealing its intricate details.
In a retail venue, something like this could sell for between $10,000 and $15,000.
Oh my God.
This chair, acquired by the guest for $38 at a thrift store, is a remarkable find. Made of beech wood, it features traces of grain painting meant to mimic the appearance of more expensive woods like rosewood. Dating back to the early 19th century, this chair showcases intricate carving, particularly on the crest and bellflower, reflecting the influence of classical antiquity in design during that period. It's likely that this chair was made in some quantity, with journeyman craftsmen contributing to its production. The presence of a stamp on the chair indicates it was crafted by one of these journeymen. Despite its humble origins, at auction, this chair could fetch between
$1,000 and $1,500.
Okay.
Congratulations and happy thrifting.
Thank you so much.
This exquisite snuff bottle holds a fascinating history. Originally purchased in the 1960s as a possible Fabergé piece, this bottle turned out to be an authentic Fabergé creation. Fabergé, known for its exquisite craftsmanship, was established in 1842 by Gustav Fabergé.
And then his son, at the age of 18, Carl, toured the world, came back to Russia and came into the business.
Dating back to the 18th century, this snuff bottle is crafted from jadeite, with a 14-karat gold cap added by Fabergé around 1890 to 1900. The cap features stunning Burmese rubies and a magnificent Cobachan garnet. Appraised at a retail value of $50,000 to $75,000, this unique and irreplaceable piece should be insured for $100,000.
That's wonderful.
Its exceptional quality and historical significance make it a museum-worthy treasure.
These celadon bowls have a fascinating story. They were purchased by the guest's father during the Korean War in 1953. These are indeed 800 years old, dating back to the Goryeo Dynasty. Celadon is a significant part of Korean history and culture, influenced by Chinese celadons.
These date from the Goryeo Dynasty, which was 918 to 1392. In fact, the word Korea comes from Goryeo.
One bowl is from the 12th century and showcases stunning floral decoration. Unfortunately, the other two bowls are not in great condition. They feature a unique technique called slip inlay decoration.
These are the genuine article, and they're beautiful. These are wonderful artifacts from Korean history.
Despite their flaws, they are genuine artifacts of Korean history. Guest's dad bought them for $35. Despite the damage, the bowls could still fetch a good price at auction.
I believe that the pair of bowls, with one of them being damaged, would have modest value at auction, maybe $2,000 or so.
Yeah? Okay.
I think in today's market, a conservative auction estimate for this celadon bowl would be $15,000 to $20,000 at auction.
No. Oh my gosh, my dad would be flabbergasted.
Combined value of these three bowls is $17,000 to $22,000.
This beautifully preserved German psalm book, published in 1811, holds a special place in its owner's heart. Acquired from a member of the church, this book features a stunning presentation page in the finest Pennsylvania German tradition. The presentation page, known as a fractur, proudly identifies the book's owner and showcases the intricate, colorful artwork. Fractures were not only found in books, but also used for announcements and other purposes in larger formats. The owner, a Presbyterian minister with Pennsylvania Dutch heritage, was drawn to the artistry, and his wife. With the help of an archivist friend, the book's binding was expertly repaired. While the book itself may not hold significant value without the fractur page, the fractur itself is estimated to be worth between $3,000 and $5,000 at auction.
Ah, wow.
This exquisite piece of Pennsylvania German artistry is a true treasure.
The guest brought in a large spoon, a family heirloom passed down through generations. There was debate within the family about whether it was made of wood, but in actuality, it is a ladle made of horn, specifically from a Rocky Mountain sheep. The Rocky Mountain sheep horns were heated and shaped to create the ladle's form, taking advantage of the animal's natural spiral horns. The size of the ladle indicated it came from a bighorn sheep, a large animal. Ladles like this one were traditionally crafted by Native American tribes in the northern plains, including the Nez Perce, Yakima, Crow, and Blackfeet. Given the presence of the Rocky Mountains sticker and the guest's grandfather's military background, the ladle is estimated to be from the 1850s. The spoon's significance extends beyond its family heirloom status. It held cultural value as a Native American artifact and historical value as a piece from a specific era in the exploration of the West. Considering its rarity, large size, and good condition, the estimated auction value of the item is,
at an auction, easily $4,000 to $6,000.
Really?
And this is without a doubt.
A stool was inherited by the guest from her father. The guest friend, with a background in woodworking, informed her of the potential value of the item. The stool was crafted by a renowned craftsman from Pennsylvania named Wharton Esherick. He focused on simple yet clever designs.
This was made by a man named Wharton Esherick from Pennsylvania. Esherick was a craftsman who kind of bridged the gap between the arts and crafts period,
often imbuing ordinary items with sculptural qualities. The stool, made in 1960, had a top subtly curved like a sculpture and was marked underneath with the artist's initials and date. The appraiser highlighted that Esherick made every single piece himself, which added to the intimacy of his work. The stool had some imperfections and stains on the top, which added to its historical charm. The worth of the item was approximately,
I think a collector would probably easily pay $2,500 at auction.
A cherished heirloom from the guest's great-aunt and uncle on their mother's side is not just a quilt, but a historical tapestry dating back to the opulent era of the 1890s. Each fabric piece in this quilt tells a story, with some dating as far back as the 1860s. The quilt is a treasure trove of American history, featuring elements like a ribbon, commemorating President Harrison's term, and hand-painted motifs such as
this piece right here. Actually, the rosebud, the roses, and the forget-me-nots are all hand-painted.
The quilt's intricate embroidery and stitching showcase the artistry and craftsmanship of its time, with every block telling a unique tale through its design and embellishments. While the average price for a crazy quilt is $400 to $600, this quilt stands out as a remarkable piece, not only for its beauty, but also for its historical significance and,
well, the condition of it is almost flawless. I did not see any type of rips or tears in the silk. There is no deterioration.
Its current condition and historical importance warrant a higher insurance value of,
put a $5,000 value on insurance purposes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Guest's wife, on a quest to find a specific birthday gift, spotted this curious picture amidst the coins and other trinkets. This incredible artwork is a limited edition print by David Hockney, arguably the most celebrated living English artist.
Making lithographs, etchings, screen prints, both in Europe and in the United States.
Renowned for his work across various printmaking techniques, Hockney gained particular recognition for his innovative approach in the 1980s. This piece, titled Celia with Chair, exemplifies his handmade photocopy prints. This unique print features a woman, Celia, a frequent muse of Hockney's, depicted in a musical style reminiscent of Picasso's influence. The signed and dated piece is numbered, indicating it's part of a limited edition. The appraiser estimates the value of this pawn shop to be,
I would put an estimate of $7,000 to $10,000 on this.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's wonderful.
Typically, these robes are composed of breathable, light materials like cotton or silk to keep wearers cool during hot weather. Their cousin, a Navy medic during World War II, acquired the robe while stationed in China. He married a stunning Chinese woman and lived there for about a year before bringing the robe back home. Many wore these robes, indicating they were common, not rare. Chinese summer robes, known as hanfu or qipao, likely featured intricate embroidery and decorative elements, highlighting the craftsmanship of the time. The dragon robe. Here are a few identifying features that tell a story. In London, 1990 and 1991, Chinese summer robes were sold for approximately $550. Chinese robes reflect the trend in the antiques market where decoration holds high value. The item's conservative auction estimate is likely between $4,000 and $6,000.
Nice. I like that.
This dazzling 20th century ensemble exudes vintage glamour and charm. It features a beaded flapper dress, purse, and ostrich boa. They belong to the guest's great-grandmother. The dress is made of silk chiffon, intricately beaded with silver and white beads, and adorned with rhinestones that would catch the light as she danced the Charleston, a popular dance at the time. Also, the matching purse is orange and black, which is intricately beaded.
And she had an orange and black beaded bag to go with her ensemble.
Interestingly, the ensemble was completed with an original ostrich feather boa, a fashionable accessory of the era. Ostrich feather boas are rare to find in good condition due to feather deterioration, making the boa's excellent condition remarkable. Clearly, this piece is a testament to the style and unique taste of the early 20th century that has a combined value of
The purse would sell from $125 to $150, and the boa, in the wonderful condition it's in, would sell for $150.
Presented on the show is a meticulously crafted vintage toy limousine. This toy limousine belongs to the guest's husband, who is a plumber. Sometimes, when people can't pay him, they give him things, and this toy limousine is one of those items. The toy limousine was made by a company called George Carrette, a German company. Produced in the early 1900s when automobiles were very expensive, parents often bought these toys for their children. There are some intriguing details worthy of note on this item, such as the beveled glass that surrounds the toy.
Details, you'll notice all the way around the glass is all beveled glass. It's all complete, which is pretty amazing to put beveled glass in a toy.
Additionally, noticeably is a little driver figure in the limousine's driver's seat. Furthermore, all the original headlamps and side lamps are present, which are often missing in items like this. All the doors are also still in pristine condition, evident by how easily they open and close. However, the tires are a bit damaged. The timeless charm of this piece lingers, and it is in fairly good condition. It is expected to fetch an auction value of around
In the $5,000 to $6,000.
Wow.
The guest brought in a pair of bronze andiron ornaments from the 1880s. His in-laws bought a house in Newport, Rhode Island in the 1950s that was built in 1881. Their style was identified as Victorian art, which was known for its monumental size and revival styles, not designed to hold burning logs, but rather to be ornaments for the front of the fireplace. These were originally a pair, and that a chain would have swaggered between them to protect them from fire. The andirons are made of bronze and have traces of silver plating along the top.
It's bronze. Along the top here you can see traces of silver plating.
They feature a mix of different elements, including a hippocampus tail, harpy claws and wings, and a serpent-like dragon neck. The most interesting detail is the face, which looks like a Scotty dog or another terrier. The appraiser estimates that the fair auction value of these andirons would be
I think a fair auction estimate would be $5,000 to $7,000.
Very nice.
Yeah.
The captivating oil painting passed down to the guest from her late father has adorned the family collection since the late 50s or early 60s. The artist is Ralph Cahoon, renowned for his whimsical nautical motifs. Mermaids grace the enchanting scene depicted in the painting. The painting, dating from the mid-20th century, is an oil on masonite, typically framed in a Victorian style. 13 mermaids, sailors, a sailing ship, and an American flag are featured in it. The scene appears to be themed around the Antarctic or North Pole. With its whimsical and folky charm, this captivating painting.
And I think a good auction estimate would be $30,000 to $50,000.
Great. Good price.
Over time, the value has declined to a range of $25,000 to $35,000.
A luminous depiction of Greenwood Lake's tranquil beauty is what this piece entails. It belonged to the guest's brother-in-law who bought the piece from the artist himself. This piece was painted by the American architect and artist Jasper F. Cropsey, who traveled extensively in Europe and the U.S., painting in various locations, yet Greenwood Lake was one of his favorite spots. Signed and dated in the center as Jasper F. Cropsey 1881, this painting is highly desirable.
Whose work is generally better in the late period rather than the early period. Cropsey is more desirable in his earlier period.
The painting features a moody sky with gray tones contrasting with vibrant lime greens and oranges. Also, it included a figure, a boat, and a cluster of cows, elements often found in Cropsey's paintings. The frame is in excellent condition and appears to be original. However, the painting itself shows some signs of age, such as adhesive residue on the back from being mounted on masonite, yet could still command a hefty price of
If this painting were offered in a gallery in New York, the selling price would probably be $300,000.
Oh my heavens!
It's amazing.
This piece showcased a cherished limited edition celebration of Harlem's vibrant culture. More than just a book, this piece is a time capsule of artistic brilliance and historical significance. This particular copy, passed down through generations, holds a unique story of wartime friendships and treasured connections.
So my mother had it in her possession since World War II. And my mother did tell me that Al Hirschfeld.
Quite fascinating, these illustrations, brought to life by the renowned caricaturist Al Hirschfeld, capture the spirit and energy of Harlem in the 1940s. Each lithograph is a testament to Hirschfeld's talent for celebrating life's nuance with wit and charm, while also honoring the vibrant culture of Harlem.
When people think of the book, it's the illustrations. It was limited to 1,000 copies.
The book's rarity, coupled with its pristine condition and the inclusion of the original slipcase, adds an extra layer of value and historical charm that's valued at,
I was going to say probably $3,500 to $4,000.
Oh my.
But with the slipcase, I'd say maybe closer to $5,000. That slipcase is rare.
The appraiser is presented with a fascinating drawing album from 1887 filled with drawings of bicycles, and it caught the appraiser's eye as a keen cyclist. The owner acquired the album at a car boot sale many years ago, finding it interesting and keeping it ever since. It's a conversation starter among guests, especially since it relates to local cycling history. The album contains drawings of various bicycles, including the petty farthings, or ordinaries, which were typical at the time.
That was a typical bicycle. You pedals with pedals which were attached to the front wheel, and obviously if your front wheel was very big, you would go further and faster.
However, 1887 was significant for the invention of the safety bicycle, similar to modern bikes, with pedals connected to the back wheel via a chain. One intriguing drawing in the album features a tricycle called the Coventry Rotary.
It's got two wheels of the same size on one side, and then on the other side, the right-hand side, this enormous wheel. This is a Coventry Rotary.
The appraiser admires the quality of the drawings, noting the detail and humor, such as a drawing of a swift safety man attempting to push over a cow, but failing. He believes collectors and museums would appreciate the album, estimating its value to be between £2,000 and £3,000.
That's great.
Passed down from the guest's parents, this elegant table is believed to be a pre-Civil War mixing table, rather than a meat-serving table.
Classical mixing table, and these tables were made in the early 19th century, so this table dates from about 1820.
It was acquired by the guest's parents at an estate sale in St. Louis for $750 in 1982. Mixing tables like this were designed with marble tops to prevent damage from spilled alcohol. Although the original marble top is missing, the table's classical form and design suggest it was likely made in Boston.
They did a lot of this kind of form in Philadelphia, but when we look at the secondary wood, we see that it's white pine. If it were yellow pine, it would have been a Philadelphia piece.
The table features a drawer for storing mixing accoutrements and a lockable door for securing valuables, reflecting the need for security in the early 19th century. The facade is adorned with mahogany veneer, showcasing exquisite craftsmanship and luxurious materials. Despite the missing original marble top, this table is a rare and valuable piece of furniture. At auction, this mixing table could fetch between a value of,
I would say an auction estimate is probably in the $2,000 to $3,000 range.
$2,000 to $3,000 range?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Guest brought letters of Israel Putnam from the Revolutionary War, inherited from his grandmother. This collection is important because Israel Putnam was a famous Revolutionary War general.
He's a famous Revolutionary War general. He was an important figure at the Battle of Bunker Hill. He is credited with having said, "Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes."
The letters include business dealings predating the Revolutionary War and a crucial war date letter from 1777.
These are sort of businessy letters. One is about buying a horse. The other is about a land transaction.
This important letter is addressed to John Hancock, President of the Continental Congress, in which Putnam mentions preparations for the battle against Clinton at Fort Montgomery. There's also a letter from Putnam's son. The mezzotint portrait provides a contemporary glimpse of Putnam. Revolutionary War items are highly sought after by collectors, Value of each pre-war letter is
I would put the value of the pre-war letters each at $2,000 to $3,000 apiece.
one letter from his son has value.
The one from the son is, because he's a lesser figure, will be in the $800 to $1,200 range.
Putnam's portrait value is
The Putnam portrait is $1,000 to $1,500.
value of important war letter is
I would value at $12,000 to $18,000.
No way. Wow. Crazy.
the whole collection has been valued between $17,000 to $26,000. Guest presents a painting by Zelda Fitzgerald, created while she was a patient in Johns Hopkins Hospital in the 1930s, intended for her psychiatrist. She was a Southern belle who married F. Scott Fitzgerald, an acclaimed artist. They were known as the golden couple of the jazz age and were acquainted with numerous influential figures. Zelda encountered modernist painters in Europe, which influenced her artistic style. Her life took a tragic turn as she battled mental illness and spent time in various mental institutions. Painting became a part of her therapy, and she honed her skills in the craft. The presented painting is an oil on canvas, likely framed from that era and in good condition. Featuring nasturtiums, it is convincing as Zelda's work.
About this picture because you brought us some very compelling documentary evidence.
The appraiser gives the auction and insurance values, respectively.
Between $10,000 and $15,000. To insure it, you should be thinking about perhaps $20,000.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Updated value of Zelda's beautiful painting is $25,000 to $50,000. This stunning painting by Eugene Fromentin, a renowned 19th century French Orientalist artist, has a rich history within the Guest family, passing down from their husband's grandmother to his mother, and now to them. Fromentin's work often depicted scenes from Algeria, which were highly sought after in France during the late 19th century. This painting exemplifies his signature style and captures the essence of Algerian life and culture. The appraiser values this Eugene Fromentin painting between
$25,000 and $35,000.
Wow. Wow, okay.
A skilled artist named Ed Green from the Guest hometown crafted this beautiful carving. Green, a native son, gifted it to the Guest father. Local lore suggests Green was born in Germany, and indeed, the appraiser compares this amazing carving style to the European tradition of Black Forest carvings.
I immediately associated it with Black Forest carvings, or that tradition that we have seen through so many immigrants.
This intricate piece features wildlife native to the area, bison and mule deer, hinting at Green's deep connection to his adopted home. Interestingly, this incredible work is not signed. The appraiser speculates on Green's meticulous nature based on the incredible detail, suggesting a possible obsessive streak. This aligns with the Guest's own story of Green having a personal zoo filled with local animals.
Was that he had perhaps the first zoo in Powder River County, that he had built a high fence and he had deer and antelope and that sort of thing.
Now, at auction, the question remains, what is this fascinating carving worth?
And I would estimate its value at auction to be $5,000 to $7,000.
Really? Wow. People in Powder River County are rich and don't know it.
An antique Chinese jade collection was showcased by the Guest, which belonged to his late father. The collection, dating back to the 1960s, included a pebble, a bangle, and a pair of Chinese lovebirds. They discussed the historical significance of jade and its believed curative properties. The appraiser described the pebble in the collection, highlighting its pleasing tactile sensation when held. The other item, a bangle, depicted a black-brown color scheme. Additionally, it had traditional motifs carved on it, commonly found during the Ming Dynasty. Talking about the Chinese lovebirds, they depicted delicate design and clever engineering of a swinging perch.
These links were originally part of the whole piece of jade, but the carver has had to hollow out each link individually without breaking it. This is the amazing thing.
The Guest thanked for the suggested value, but mentioned the pieces were not for sale.
I think the pebble bird sits so beautifully is probably between 5,000 and 8,000. The bangle, probably about the same. I would say that's probably in the region of 20 to 40,000.
Wow.
What we have here are two exquisite Art Deco lapel watches with emeralds and diamonds. These pieces belong to the guest's father, who owned a jewelry store.
Can't remember exactly when he retired. I worked in it until I was married. And the things that he wanted, we kept, and the rest of them sold them at an auction.
The first piece is an 18-karat yellow gold lapel watch in the shape of a turtle. It features intricate chasing, giving the appearance of real texture and detail. Interestingly, the turtle is adorned with diamonds and Madeira topaz, cut and fitted together like a puzzle. Also, the watch is revealed by pushing a button on the front, causing the turtle to open up. The second piece is a stunning Art Deco lapel watch featuring a large carved emerald, accented by diamonds, black onyx, and enamel. Besides that, this piece hangs from a Hastings cord and is made of platinum, with additional accents of old mine diamonds.
And you also have it accented by old mine diamonds. Now what I'm going to do is spin it around for everybody. And we can see that it's a watch.
A piece such as this embodies the timeless elegance of stunning vintage jewelry treasures that are estimated to be worth,
so it could be possibly $50,000 to $75,000.
That's
This is a mid-20th century Papua New Guinea slit drum, echoing ancient rhythms. The guest bought it from a shop in Evanston, North Carolina, which was run by Northwestern University. Quite remarkably, this piece originates from the Ramu River area of Papua New Guinea.
And this right here, the way that this head is carved, that's diagnostic for Ramu River.
Made from wood, this piece has metal cutting evident on sharp edges, a technique that became more common in the mid-20th century. It features a distinctive red pigment typical of the region's craftsmanship. Also, the intricate carvings represent cultural or spiritual motifs significant to the Ramu River area. Furthermore, there are signs of wear and age, including a large gap and crack in the wood, impacting its value. However, taking into account its authenticity, age, and current market for this piece of cultural heritage, it is valued at.
So this thing now is probably worth $3,000 to $5,000. If you had one that was, say, into the 19th century and it was done with shell or stone, it could be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000.
Here we have a valuable 1955 Brooklyn Dodgers baseball signed by numerous players, including Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Carl Erskine. This baseball commemorated the Brooklyn Dodgers' only World Series win and was a gift from the guest's father's close friend, Baseball Hall of Famer Mel Ott. Authentication of baseballs is crucial, and in this case, the guest's story about receiving the ball directly from Mel Ott, along with the postcard as verification, provided the highest level of provenance possible. Furthermore, the presence of specific signatures on the ball bolstered its authenticity. For instance, Frank Kellert's signature confirmed the year as 1955, and the signatures of Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Carl Erskine on separate panels indicate that they were not inscribed by a ball boy. The inclusion of these legendary players, along with Hall of Famers like Pee Wee Reese and Gil Hodges, and a rising star like Sandy Koufax in his rookie year, added value to it. Considering the exceptional provenance, the presence of prominent signatures, and the historical significance of the 1955 World Series win, the baseball is valued at
is minimum $4,000 to $6,000, and it really could be the sky's the limit because of the perfect provenance you have for everything here.
That's great.
The guest brought a circa 1905 Gustav Stickley library table, which his mother purchased and passed down to him to the show. Gustav Stickley was an American furniture manufacturer, design leader, publisher, and a leading voice in the American arts and crafts movement. Stickley's design philosophy was a major influence on American craftsman architecture. Interestingly, the wood used in making the furniture is full-quartered oak, a process that requires more time, labor, and expense. The library table is a 3-drawer furniture design with wrought iron drawer pulls. The marks inside the table drawer indicate that it was made in early 1905 or 1906. The appraiser values the table at approximately $5,000 to $7,500.
Marvel at the beautiful print that encapsulates the essence of the 1960s, blending celebrity culture with the profound impact of historical events. Our guest presented this print on the show, which she acquired as a gift from her husband's cousin. This item was created by Andy Warhol, an American visual artist, film director, and producer, who was a leading figure in the pop art movement. This particular print is titled Jackie II, depicting the figurine of Jacqueline Kennedy. She was an American writer, book editor, and socialite who served as the First Lady of the United States from 1961 to 1963, as the wife of President John F. Kennedy. It's worth noting that this item was made in 1966 and is an artist's proof, a black screen print on a lavender background. Furthermore, on the back of this print, we can see Andy Warhol's signature and the notation AP, meaning artist's proof. Warhol's prints are highly desirable, and one featuring Jacqueline would be even more coveted. At auction, this would undoubtedly place its value to be around.
The replacement value on this print we would expect to be around $20,000.
Yeah, I was thinking more like $2.
This item is a relic of the rugged frontier, a pipe tomahawk once wielded by intrepid frontiersmen. Today's guest inherited this piece from his grandmother. This pipe tomahawk was made for a man who would venture into the frontier with a rifle, likely a soldier. Furthermore, this item was crafted by a gunsmith in Pennsylvania or Virginia circa 1780 to 1790. An early Federal Eagle emblem is visible on its handle. Also visible is a silver medallion engraved with GW, likely referring to George Washington. George Washington was an American founding father, military officer, and politician who served as the first president of the United States from 1789 to 1797. A tomahawk like this is exceedingly rare and is considered a national treasure, crafted from curly maple. It's not often that an item of such significance to American history is presented on the show. Additionally, it is remarkably well preserved and would fetch a whopping auction value of,
I would ask $150,000.
Wow, I'm stunned.
Well,
a guest brought a Gilbert erector set that belongs to him to the show. This was a very elaborate toy. It was called the Amusement Park set, made in 1951. It is a construction toy that captivated the imaginations of children across the globe. With its unique blend of metal parts, versatility, and educational value, it stood out as a hallmark of innovation in the toy industry. Featuring an array of metal components, the erector set offered durability and stability, setting it apart from other toys of its time. Its versatility allowed children to construct a wide range of models, from simple structures to complex mechanical devices. The appraiser values it.
I think at auction it would bring right up there around $2,000.
Well, that's amazing. I figured 100, maybe $50. I wasn't sure, but it was just amazing to see all that.
This is the best known example, has to be.
Great.
Today on the show, we have something special from the past. The New York Militia uniform, a symbol of bravery and dedication. Inherited by the guest from a family member. The uniform has the same style as military uniforms from the mid-1800s. Its material looks like wool, which was often used for uniforms back then, and the uniform's buttons are special. They have the New York Militia emblem on them, showing that the person wearing them is part of the state's military group.
These are New York State buttons. They have the New York State crest.
The buttons seem to be brass with a shiny finish. This uniform is a great example of military clothing from the mid-1800s. Because the uniform is in great shape and has historical importance, it would be a valuable piece in any Civil War collection, and at retail level would be auctioned at,
I would say $5,000 to $7,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This piece was given to the guest when she was a kid by her babysitter. It's a musical instrument called a ukulele, popular in the USA in the 1920s. The name comes from the ukulele and the violin. One challenge of playing this instrument is its tricky tuning.
That difficult time of playing this is part of the story of this instrument.
And it was made by the International Music Company based in Hoboken and Jersey City, both of which are in New Jersey.
Made by the International Music Company based in two places, Hoboken, New Jersey, and Jersey City.
It's quite unique for being a mix of a bowed string and a zither, which gives it a special sound. Also, it's small and easy to carry, great for traveling and performing anywhere. With its versatility, which means one can try different playing styles and music with it, an item like this of great merchandising history in America, valued today, would go for
$50 at best, so a little bit better than the $35 it might have cost day one.
This magnificent tankard was inherited by the guest, and he had known it his entire life, but lacked knowledge about its origins. The tankard's form is European, likely inspired by 17th century English tankards. However, the decoration revealed a surprising twist. It was Chinese. The intricate details, featuring animals and flower heads highlighted with gold, parcel gilding, are exceptional. The only mark on the tankard, a V on the base, offered a clue to its history. This Dutch verification mark, applied in the 19th century, suggested the tankard might have come through Batavia, a Dutch trader center in Asia. The booming market for Chinese art further amplified the tankard's significance. Being very rare, the estimated worth of the tankard is between,
I would think we're looking at between 20 and 25,000 pounds.
My word. That's fantastic.
A guest brought a Jacobean-style chair to the show that belonged to her husband's grandmother. This chair was originated during the reign of King James of England in the early 17th century. The specific artisans and workshops responsible for crafting Jacobean furniture remain largely anonymous. Amazingly, it was crafted predominantly from oak. It's characterized by its sturdy construction and elegant design. The practicality provides seating, and the ornate design symbolizes status and tradition. It reflects opulence and craftsmanship. Jacobean chairs found their place in the dining rooms, studies, and formal spaces of affluent households. The durability is incredible, as it can serve as both a functional and decorative piece regardless of its age. The appraiser values it.
Well, in today's market, it's worth around $2,000 at auction.
Wow. Cool.
The guest presented a remarkable album of autographed letters and documents from the Revolutionary War.
You told me it was from the collection of your grandmother?
Yeah, both grandparents, but I think my grandmother was the big collector.
The album contained letters with exquisite handwriting from several generals, offering insights into their activities during the war. The first document, though not in Washington's hand, bore his signature and discussed troop passes and paper shortages. Another notable letter was from Benedict Arnold, addressing stolen supplies. Additionally, there was a letter signed by Henry Knox, who later became Washington's Secretary of War. The album was elegantly bound with George Washington's family arms on the cover, crafted by the English firm Riviere. Inside, there was a miniature painting of Washington. With the historical significance of the letters potentially driving the price even higher, the appraiser estimated it would fetch,
I would certainly not hesitate to estimate it at least $40,000 to $60,000.
Here we have a remarkable piece of American history, a Philadelphia highboy passed down through the owner's family for an astounding 200 years. Crafted in the quintessential Queen Anne style around 1766, it embodies the elegance of a bygone era. Originally intended as a treasured dowry gift, the highboy boasts classic black walnut on its doorfronts, a hallmark of Philadelphia highboy design. Graceful Marlborough, a signature feature of the style, extended from the lower section, adding a touch of sophistication.
And then this heart-pierced skirt is shaped really perfectly. It sort of runs into these cabriole legs with angular knees, which you see in Philadelphia this period.
A peek inside reveals the use of yellow pine, a common material choice for Philadelphia furniture makers. This heirloom holds immense sentimental value for the owner, but its worth extends far beyond family history. 10 years ago, the owner's father had the highboy appraised, receiving a promising estimate of $25,000. Given its rarity and exceptional condition, experts would fetch a staggering sum at auction.
And I would put $40,000 to $60,000 on it.
Wow.
It's really it's a great highboy.
Exquisite painting, passed down from the owner's mother, holds a special place in their heart. The remarkable artwork depicts a majestic figure, a robed Lohan, deeply engrossed in religious texts. He sits regally on a bamboo stool, adorned in luxurious fabrics with golden accents.
Really interesting about this picture is the dramatic size of the individual, the scope, the scale of the image.
An archaic bronze censer and an incense box rest beside him, hinting at his spiritual practices. The background, filled with calming bamboo imagery, creates a serene atmosphere. While the exact artist remains unknown, the appraiser pinpoints the error based on stylistic clues. The lavish clothing, the use of archaic vessels, and the overall composition all suggest the early Ming Dynasty, placing its creation sometime in the 14th or 15th century. Intriguingly, the painting's condition reveals its age. This unsigned masterpiece, with its exceptional quality and historical significance, is a true gem. The estimated auction value would be in the range of
I would actually say closer to $40,000 to $60,000.
Wow. A chandelier was brought to the show. It belonged to the guest's great-great-uncle, who received it from the White House. It was given to him during President Coolidge's administration. The presidency lasted from 1923 to 1929, coinciding with the Art Deco period in art history. The appraiser described the item as a great example of American-made Art Deco glass. The piece was considered rare, as most glassmakers of that era focused on producing Nouveau-style pieces. The chandelier had features allowing for easy bulb replacement. Considering the quality and unique design, the item's value was estimated to be
I would put $2,500 to $3,500 on this piece.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
This stunning Tiffany lamp, purchased by the guest's mother in the late 1960s, holds a remarkable history. Initially spotted in a neighborhood newspaper flyer, the lamp was being sold by a woman who knew its value as it had belonged to her grandfather. Priced at $125, the lamp was quickly acquired by the guest's mother.
25, so my mother went to the bank real quick, purchased it, and has had it ever since.
Throughout the years, the lamp was hidden away in the house to protect it from the guest's playful nature. Made by the renowned Tiffany Studios, owned by Louis Comfort Tiffany, this lamp dates back to 1905. This lamp features a rose helmet shade resting on an Art Nouveau-style arc and leaf base. The base, with its stylized leaf forms, is a rare find, enhancing the lamp's value and beauty. Despite doubts from dealers about its authenticity, the lamp's etched doré finish proves its genuine Tiffany origin. At auction, this Tiffany lamp could fetch between
This lamp is worth between $80,000 and $125,000. Congratulations. Oh, I have to give you guys a hug.
Today's episode features a conoid bench and drawing, which was bought by our guest's parents. It was made by a man known as the father of the American craft movement, George Katsutoshi Nakashima, who was a Japanese-American woodworker, architect, and furniture maker. One interesting fact about the bench is that it was handmade, unlike others produced in factories during that time, and exhibiting a blend of American and Japanese styles with a textured knot and a top resembling a torii arch from Japan.
The top of this bench looks to me like a torii arch from Japan coming into a Shinto temple.
This bench is a take on an 18th century Windsor bench brought into a 20th century one, crafted from walnut and hickory styles. The demand for Nakashima furniture has skyrocketed, especially with the original drawing included. This would make it highly valuable and auctioned at.
Benches like this at auction are selling for $40,000.
The guest brought in a fascinating piece of furniture, a traveling desk with a bookcase top. Based on the guest's family history and a letter the guest possessed, it is believed that the desk belonged to a sea captain who acquired it in China around 1805 to 1807. The desk's design supported this theory. The top bookcase section could be detached, transforming the piece into a more compact desk suitable for ship travel. Even the presence of bail handles on the side reinforced its functionality as movable furniture. Another indicator of the desk's Chinese origin was the presence of a Chinese character identifying a drawer, a detail only a seasoned appraiser might recognize. The desk also included a practical pull-out till with compartments for writing supplies. Considering the desk's rarity, its interesting history, and its well-preserved condition, the estimated value is
It would be between $20,000 and $25,000.
This news was undoubtedly delightful for the guest. However, a recent appraisal got the price up to $25,000 to $35,000.
That's nice for a family piece. Well, it is a wonderful piece of furniture, and it's got an interesting history.
Necklace has a sentimental history. It was a gift from the owner's grandfather to her grandmother, and when she graduated college, they passed it down to her. It's from the Ruskin Revival period, drawing inspiration from ancient styles. The necklace showcases a stylized amphora shape adorned with fluted beads on a foxtail chain. It's crafted from high-carat gold, possibly 18 to 20 carats in purity. This style experienced popularity during the 1860s and 1870s, with a probable origin in Italy. Its maker is unknown, but the craftsmanship suggests that it was a skilled artisan. Notice the tiny holes? They're for soldering and prevent bead implosion. The granulation technique adds small beads, paying homage to ancient craftsmanship.
If you don't mind, I'm going to get up and put it on you.
All right.
What's its value?
It's going to be $5,000 to $7,000.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. This would probably cost around $10,000 to replace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This woman's great-great-great-grandfather was Richard Morris Hunt, a renowned architect. He was known for designing the base of the Statue of Liberty, the east wing of the Louvre, and mansions in Newport, and founding a significant architectural school. The woman possessed models of muses that were part of a monument dedicated to Richard Morris Hunt in Central Park. These models were made by sculptor Daniel Chester French, who also designed the seated Abraham Lincoln. An appraiser identified them as bronze-scale models for larger sculptures on the monument. The models were marked with Daniel Chester French's initials and dates, one which dated 1898 and the other 1899. One of the models held a representation of a building designed by Richard Morris Hunt. It was the administration building for the 1893 Columbian World's Fair in Chicago. The central figure of the monument was also designed by Daniel Chester French. The appraiser estimated the value of the pair of models at auction to be between $20,000 to $30,000.
Wow, yes, that's very good.
Today, gracing our show is an exquisite piece of art crafted by a self-taught artisan, Lee Godey. She's celebrated as Chicago's most revered artist, captivating many with her oeuvre. The art was bought by our guest himself. This is an enigmatic and unconventional masterpiece. It was probably a self-portrait and epitomizes her distinctive methodology and artistic expression. With its simplistic forms, daring contours, and the vibrant palette bearing testament to her ingenuity. The art is rendered with childlike simplicity, just like most of Lee Godey's work. What value can we put on a painting embodying such a singular artistic style, unconventional lifestyle, and enigmatic persona?
This here, a retail value of $30, but she gave it to me for $25.
So she really liked it.
Yeah, she liked it.
This oil painting is a captivating piece that encapsulates the essence of the Pennsylvania Impressionist style. Painted around 1940 by the renowned American painter George W. Sauter. Sauter was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but eventually made his name in Philadelphia. Passed down through generations, this piece is a cherished painting that continues to captivate and inspire. This painting was once displayed at the Phillips Mill Gallery in New Hope, outside Philadelphia, showcasing scenes of the area. Looking at this painting, it's evident that Sauter, known for his nocturnal scenes, masterfully captures the tranquility of a snowy night.
But he's one significant artist out of that group who particularly did these nocturnal scenes.
His skillful use of light and shadow creates a serene atmosphere, drawing the viewer into a peaceful winter landscape. Evidently, this painting not only reflects Sauter's talent, but also serves as a reminder of the rich artistic heritage of the New Hope School that is worth at least,
I think it would comfortably make $15,000 to $20,000.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's very, very nice to hear.
The guest brought 2 chairs for appraisal, designed by her father, who worked for George Nelson in 1950.
George Nelson was an architect, and that he had people working for him like your dad.
So even though her father made this furniture, the pieces did not get individual recognition and got the brand name George Nelson. One of the chairs was called a pretzel chair, the name earned in the 1980s. The crust of the chair was bent, and it was made of birch wood. The chair was quite rare because of the bent wood technique. Back in the 1950s, the chair was sold for $100. The guest also possessed a design sketch of the chair crafted by her father. The other chair was a sample chair, not meant to be sold.
It's made of birch, and the tips on the crest are walnut. If we tip it forward, we can see the holes. And you know why those holes are there. What was it?
These holes were to attach the cushion. The appraiser estimated the pretzel chair to be worth $2,000 to $3,000. The prototype chair was estimated to be worth $10,000 to $15,000. The guest was delighted to hear the worth.
When you talk about baseball legends, Bill Wambsgans, who was an American second baseman in Major League Baseball, makes the list.
And after he retired in the 40s, he went and managed girls' professional baseball.
This archive commemorates Wambsgans' historical baseball career and legacy coaching women's professional baseball. Looking at the archive, you could see photos from the Fort Wayne Daisies and Muskegon Lassies, along with a trophy from the Lassies championship victory.
What we're looking at here, I think, is really super because up until not that long ago, women's baseball was not treated in the same fashion as men's professional baseball.
Wambsgans is remembered for his unassisted triple play in the 1920 World Series and his contribution to women's baseball during his career. Surely, this archive is a testament to his impact on both men's and women's baseball, showcasing a pivotal era in sports history with an estimated value of
To place an insurance value on the whole group as an archive somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000 for insurance purposes.
The guest brought in a treasure trove of memorabilia that belonged to their great-great-uncle, Leslie Nunemaker, a baseball player who left his mark on several teams during his career. There were baseball magazines featuring articles about Nunemaker, showing his achievements and solidifying his status as a well-known player. A bat, possibly used by Nunemaker himself, hinted at the physical aspect of the game and the equipment choices players made. A particular highlight was the ticket stub from the 1915 World Series, a tangible connection to a historic baseball event. Even the slightly ripped edge, where the ticket was presumably torn from a booklet, added a touch of authenticity and character. The Lifetime Baseball Silver Pass spoke volumes about Nunemaker's dedication to the sport. It likely granted him access to games throughout his career, a cherished privilege for any baseball enthusiast. The cufflinks, some engraved with dates and others depicting baseballs, served as subtle yet stylish tributes to Nunemaker's profession. However, the crown jewel of the collection was undoubtedly the 1912 Boston Red Sox championship medal. This wasn't just any medal, it was awarded directly to Nunemaker, a personalized recognition of his contribution to the team's victory. Taking everything into account, the estimated value of the entire collection is worth
I would insure this for no less than $25,000.
The story begins in the 1950s when the ring was bought by the guest dad's boss for his first wife. After his first wife passed away, the boss gave it to his second wife, who subsequently sold it to the guest parents. The yellow color in diamonds is caused by the incorporation of nitrogen during their formation. Different variations of yellow exist in diamonds, ranging from faint yellow to fancy vivid.
Fancy color, fancy light color, and the more saturated the color is, it could be fancy intense, it could be fancy vivid.
Finding a round diamond of this size and color is considered unusual. The diamond's clarity is estimated to be at least VS2, possibly even a VS1.
I took a gauge and I measured the diameter of the diamond, which is 12.8 millimeters, and then I measured the depth, which is 7.8 millimeters.
It is approximately 7.85 carats, possibly even reaching 8 carats. The ring is made of 14-karat yellow gold and platinum, likely manufactured in the United States in the 1950s. The appraiser estimates the current value of the stone alone.
I would say at auction, $80,000 to $120,000.
Wow. Oh, just the stone itself.
Just the stone.
Today is a piece of jewelry dating back to the early 20th century. Our guest received this jewelry from her mother-in-law.
She never spoke about it, and when she was getting sick, she mentioned to my husband that he should give it to me when something happens.
This piece of jewelry is a black opal brooch. The brooch possesses several features that render it unique. The green stones, actually dermatoid garnets, are an exceedingly rare form of garnet. Additionally, there is approximately 3 carats worth of diamonds in this brooch, The black opal stone is also of rare type, displaying a multitude of color combinations, particularly the color red, which connoisseurs would use to judge it as exceptional.
It has green, it has blue, but most importantly, it has red. And red is the one color that really makes this whole stone not only pop color-wise, but in terms of what a connoisseur of opals would look at and judge, is that this is really an exceptional.
It is inscribed Shreve on the back, showing that the item originates from the renowned jeweler in the San Francisco Bay Area, Shreve & Company. A piece of jewelry from the 1900s of this quality, embellished with stones of great rarity and acquired from such a distinguished jeweler, could fetch about,
I would say at auction, this would bring anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000.
Wow. Ooh, it's quite a bit.